Okay, this was a popular video on the Rabbit Design feed on Facebook, so we're going to reproduce it for YouTube and all the other various social channels where I post videos so that you can see how to do some really quick manual roof planes using CAD inference lines. I don't often have to do a lot of work in manual roofs, but these are some good tricks to do manual roofs very quickly. So I'm going to use my L key to create some lines. I'm going to snap out here at all my corners, my corner intersections, my midpoints at any kind of walls. For this particular project, I kind of know which corners I need. And sometimes it's helpful to draw these corners all the way through, which is in the case of this section right here. Here's the center line. I'm going to draw this all the way through as well. This is going to give me where my ridge line lines up because this is a hip roof. You continue this through as well. So some helpful inference lines to let me know where exactly these roof planes should be lining up. There we go. So now select this first roof plane and I'm just going to duplicate it about itself, and then I can make a snap, and it's a very easy snap. We'll just extend this forward here. Here's where my break is going to be, excuse me. Snap this forward and then just clean this up. Duplicate it about its corner, bring this back, and then of course I can take this, and as long as it crosses itself, it will auto cut. Pretty helpful. Take this break at this intersection here, bring this back to 135 degrees or 45 degrees, however you'd like to look at that, think about that. Same thing, I can take this, cross itself, and get this to auto cut. And then bring this back to this intersection. I only need to make sure that my snap is picking up. Here we go. Now another CAD inference I like to have is my eaves. So it's helpful sometimes to have your eave snapped, right? So I can do an alt continuous draw mode, right clicking. I'd like to, but in this case I'll just keep populating through in single action. There we go. We're connecting all these eaves. You can see this last one doesn't in fact quite line up with this eave at the end here, and that's going to be a problem. We're going to have to figure out what's going on there. So in fact, one of my inference lines didn't quite line up at the corner. Helpful to come in here, get in a little bit tight, make sure that these lines are populating, because that's a big part of this. So I might actually separate this line out and then have to redraw it. Easier than trying to get it to snap correctly. That's why it's helpful to do this ahead of time. Make sure you don't get too far down before you figure out where there might be an error. So now I can pop this into that eave snap line, bring this back, snap this in place, bring this forward, and so long as I'm hitting my CAD inference lines, then I can just snap this in. We'll make a break here, extend it forward. You can see there, it's aligned, bring this back, easy enough. Number of different ways you can do this. It's pretty easy, pretty good workflow. Let's just duplicate this about itself. Get this center section here. Can line this up and bring this to center. Sometimes this is easier than just drawing new roof planes. It's just use your existing ones, keep snapping them about a center point. that one went kind of wild, didn't it? Do this one. There we go. That's what I needed. And of course I can cross itself and then it just becomes kind of a dynamic tool. I know that my baseline is in place. Simple enough then for me to just draw this into where it needs to go. Extend it out as I need to if I want to. Reflect about. And then I can delete it if I'd like to, as I adjust this to the point where it needs to be. Come back here, delete this. So kind of a dynamic system really if you think about it. long as you grasp the concept being utilized here. You can see in 3D, this is going pretty quickly. Oops, missed that break just a little bit. You can be a little bit sloppy and then just adjust it through. That's what's so powerful about having these Inference. And then here's our final roof plane. You only need to conform it. Take our breaks. Extend through. And there we go. Now we look at it in 3D. You can see all of our ridge lanes are connected. Excuse me, ridge lines are connected. Good looking roof. Very quickly too. You can do some double checks if you need to. Just do your join planes tool, but ultimately don't really need it if you plan this out. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.